All right, man. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez's surface that he'll be fighting the Thursday before um the Super Bowl. That will be, I think, maybe February 8th. Um, and the front runner has emerged as Jamaine Ortiz. It was rumors they was trying to do Subriel Matias. He had a hand injury, proved it live. On an interview, showed his hand from his last fight. Um, um, then there was another rumor that originally they wanted to do Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, they wanted to do Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Ramirez. See, that was another rumor that was going around that they wanted to actually do whatever, right? Which, I mean, obviously, Subriel Matias is probably the best fight right now. I mean, you got a lot of people believing in what he's doing. Hell of a fighter. Finally get a name on his resume and see if he is who he is. Now, whole thing about him is, well, he stopped this guy and he stopped that guy and this, that, and the third, right? It's not about um it's not about nobody looks at the guys that's nobody in boxing no more, man, because the best don't fight the best. Looks at who guys are beating. That doesn't matter no more. I mean, Tank Davis is in the running for fighter of the year because of he had the biggest event with Ryan Garcia and he handicapped Ryan Garcia. Nobody is looking, you know, taking at least somewhat of a deep dive in. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's no longer about who you beat. And they feel he beat this many undefeated fighters, and I'm like, who the fuck are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, you look like, who are these guys legitimately? And Teofimo Lopez to be able to give him a name on a resume. Now, it's said that him and Tio can still double back and fight Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, which Subriel Matias said he'd be ready sometime, February, March, April with his hand. I think that's better. They fight Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. And that's if you get past Jermaine Ortiz. Some people saying it's a 50-50 fight. I think Jermaine Ortiz, is getting a lot of praise because what he did to Lomachenko, right? And at the end of the day, that was the reason why people were saying Lomachenko was getting old. But people forget Lomachenko had a quick turnaround from the war. People said, well, he really wasn't in the war. And man, dude, if you anywhere, where they bombing and stuff at or close to that, do you know how that feel to walk on eggshells? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how that feel to walk on eggshells at any given time? You could be bombed, you could be dead, dude. That's a lot of stress. But um but yeah, they talking about, that's the fight that they want to do, and I'm all for it. I mean, Jermaine Ortiz is still fairly green though. In his Lomachenko fight was his first and only 12 rounder. His last fight versus Antonio Moran was a 10 rounder. You know, up until 2020, before 2022, he was fighting 8 rounders. You know what I'm saying? So, he really ain't fought a 12 rounder yet. But it says Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz is reportedly now being finalized for Lopez's WBO super lightweight world title on Thursday, February 8th in Las Vegas, 3 days prior to the Super Bowl Sunday, according to Mike Coppinger. Now, like Top Rank trying to bring Thursday night fights back. All right, but real quick, uh, the thing about Thursday fights is simply this time is, I think Floyd is fighting, that weekend against John Gotti III. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting against John Gotti III that weekend. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that is what it is. That is what it is. So, but so that might have pushed them to a Thursday. That might have pushed them to a Thursday. So, but it's a good fight. Like I said, Jermaine Ortiz still fairly green though. Teofimo Lopez is, now becoming you know, uh he's now becoming you know, a veteran, a seasoned veteran. Even at what 26 years old, he's starting to become a seasoned veteran. So, um, and that's the beauty thing about it. And Jamaine Ortiz is still on the uptick. He's 27 years old. He's older than T.O., but T.O., I think Ortiz got 19 fights, 17 1-1. Let's see what Lopez is doing out here. Lopez got 20 fights. He's 1 year his 1 year younger at 26 years old. So he been pro since 2016. So in 7 years, he's only had 20 fights. Well, this would be 8 years. That'll be 8 years, 20 fights. So that's not even an average of 3 fights a year. That just show you how much the activity level has dropped off significantly. And Ortiz turned pro the same year. So, these dudes not even averaging 3 or 4 fights a year, even, if they being boosted up as a prospect. As a prospect, they should be fighting like 10 times a year. That's why I like the way Jerron Boots Ennis moved up and Deontay Wilder moved up. Y'all can say, well, they're not fighting anybody and they're not doing this and they're not doing that and this, that, and the third. It's reps. Y'all looking at just the reps in the ring, but you gotta look at the reps they getting. You gotta look at the reps they getting in training camp. That's a lot of reps too. Hitting the pads, hitting the bag, hitting the aqua bag, the speed bag, the pad work, the sparring. You know what I mean? All that's good work. All that's reputation. But I can't say this is a 50-50 fight at all neither. I can't. Jermaine Ortiz just don't have experience. But I can see why people say this is a 50-50 fight. Because T.O. performances are up and down like a 6-4. They really are. T.O. is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. You never know. You never know. You never know. So that's one thing about Teofimo Lopez. Like, how erratic he is. And then last time Jamaine Ortiz fought, it was in September 15th. So last time T.O. fought was in June. These dudes just not active enough, man, to be honest. They're not active enough at all. They are not active enough at all for me. They need to be a lot more active than they are, especially these young guys in their 20s. Bob should be trying to get them to fight 3 times a year. And I know T.O. got other stuff going on with him, so I definitely understand that, bro. So, but I don't really see it's a 50-50 fight, man. I see it as 70-30, Teofimo Lopez. I just don't think Jamaine Ortiz got the experience. That Lomachenko fight might have made him better and all that and whatever, but I don't think he got the experience to beat Teofimo Lopez. Now T.O. can have one of them off nights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is Jamaine Ortiz one of those opponents? Is he one of those opponents that T.O. gonna overlook, or is he good enough for T.O. to rise up and fight? That's the $1 million question. T.O. gonna get in there and overlook him or not take him serious? Or is he, he gonna come and, bring his big boy draws on and come and handle business? So it's a good fight, very interesting fight. Maybe Thursday night may be the wave. People will be in town for the Super Bowl festivities and all that type of stuff. And, like I said before, Floyd, had to take the spotlight again in Vegas. Floyd like that old player that just don't want to let the game go and just, go do something else. Don't nobody want to be taking punches for a living and they retire from a sport He can say all he want. I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. Don't nobody want to be taking no damn punches for a living, bro. But like his daddy said, that's all little Floyd knows. That's all he knows. So if that's all he know, that's all he know. But it's a good fight for sure. Excuse me. It's a good fight. But what Hamed said down there is Top Rank should never put another Thursday on again. We remember what happened last time. Well, that's an anomaly. And it ain't the Super Bowl weekend either. So that's an anomaly, bro. I mean, nobody care about Formula One in America, but hey, it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the Box Room playlist for more videos like this. Peace.